Hello. Sometime not so long ago, somebody told me that my disability is my greatest asset. And when I first met him and he was helping me start my business and get some ideas of what I wanted to create and what I wanted to promote and what I wanted to accomplish as I built What's Your Wheelchair and wrote and developed products to help people live happier lives, I would have smacked him. He's lucky I couldn't have reached up my arm and done it. He's lucky I was paralyzed, because when he told me that, I said, are you kidding me? My wheelchair is my biggest asset in this business venture I'm going to take? And he said yes. And I understand now why. It took a few years, but I understand why. So I'm going to use a piece of my disability to hopefully just wake a few people up. And we all need to be reminded of things at times, myself included, a million times. So I'm not without needing a reminder in this category as well. And that category is patience. It seems, I don't know, for some reason in my ear lately, nobody has patience. Things are moving at warp speed throughout life in your day, and no one has patience for anything. I remember after 9/11, I live in a little small little town in upstate New York, and we have 2 stoplights. And I remember after 9/11, at those stoplights, people are usually like, honk, honk, beep, beep, get going, hurry up, come on, you're taking too long, go to the middle of the intersection, then I could go around you, blah, 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 blah. Something as simple as traffic. And in a small two stoplight town, people still get road rage. And I do too. I'm guilty. Instead, after 9/11, people were like, oh, wait, I'll wait, you go. Go ahead and go, make the left turn. That's hard to make here at this light. Or whatever it may be, just small signs of not being in a rush and noticing someone besides yourself as you're going about your day. It was beautiful. And I really thought things had changed for forever. It was just, people were going to recognize things, and it wasn't going to go back to being the way it was. Not that it was horrible before, but I think you know what I'm talking about. In fact, I'm sure you do. And now things are just like they always were. So I think sometimes how much suffering has to happen before people look to the left and right of them and notice the individual sitting next to them, and maybe that they should maybe think about something they might have to offer them, instead of not even noticing them or expecting them to give you something. And it might be something as small as a smile. I'm telling you, smiles make people's day. They make my day. When a stranger smiles at me, it just makes you feel good. It does. But I'm going to talk about something that I have to go through every single day, multiple times a day, that requires patience. And unless I decide to become a bedbound person, which will never happen, I have to have this patience every day. When before I was injured, I should start it that way. Before I was injured, I had a job on Wall Street. I had to commute, jump on the commuter train, get into the city, or get into Greenwich, Connecticut, where we had an office. And long story short, to jump on the train, which was right behind my apartment, which was great, it took me maybe 45 minutes to get up in the morning, get showered, get ready, dress for the day, out the door. Now that I'm injured, it takes to do the same things, nothing crazy, it's about a good 2.5 hours. because I'm depending on another person's hands helping me. So I'm just going to pick one of the many things I have to do to get ready. You don't think about putting one pant leg on and then the other one, and how long that takes someone to do for you. And if you break it all down and think of it, it can be overwhelming. But I don't let it do that, because if you let it become overwhelming, then you're never going to want to get out of bed. And again, that's not me. But one thing I will pick that takes patience is getting comfortable in my wheelchair. I could easily paralyze the rest of my life and sit in a wheelchair, have no problem with it emotionally, no problem with it mentally, if I'm comfortable. Same thing with going to bed at night and laying in bed, not being able to turn all the way over or whatnot by myself. Totally fine. Someone helps me get comfortable in bed, I'm pretty good for the whole night. But it takes patience to get me there. So in the morning, when I get up and I go from my bed, someone transfers me into my wheelchair. They just don't plop me down and sit there and I'm perfectly aligned. You have the luxury, if you're not disabled, to get up from your, get out of bed and get into your shower and go back to wherever you're going, back and forth, back and forth. And anytime you sit, you don't sit like, okay, I'm sitting now, I'm lowering myself down, I'm making sure each hip is aligned. No, a little bit that way, a little bit to the left, okay, sit, spine's aligned, okay, you just sit down. I, on the other hand, and moreover, the person helping me has to do all of that, all that I described and more. Oh, your jeans are a little crooked. Oh, let's pull the jeans. Oh, I pulled the jeans to make them straight. Now I made you crooked in the wheelchair. Oh, let's move you back so you're straight in the wheelchair. Oh, now that made this part of the jeans have a wrinkle in them. Oh, you can't sit on a wrinkle, so let's undo the wrinkle. Okay, I undid the wrinkle, but now I pulled up the pants too much on one side. Oh, now that I pulled the pants back down, now one length is longer than the other. That must mean you're sitting on wrinkles. You can't sit on wrinkles. You'll get your skin will get red. Oh, now I just did that. Oh, your foot is crooked on your footrest. You have to have your feet in place. Blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on and on like that. And it does. That's every morning. And yes, as people get better helping you, that also gets better. But it's impossible to pick someone up and set a human being with moving joints and a moving pelvis down on a surface without them needing a lot of adjustments before their hips are even and their legs are even and their spine is even, and the bottom line is that they're comfortable however they sit, even or crooked. So when you find yourself, and when I find myself not having enough patience for anything, a situation, a person, or even yourself, just think. You can plop yourself down from surface A to surface B, but someone who is disabled has to go through a lot more anytime they move, anytime they just move. And make no mistake, if you see a person out in society in a wheelchair, don't think that's the only surface they sit on. It's not. So just a little reminder of things that I think are important for all of us to remember. So have a fabulous rest of the day, wherever you may be, or evening. I have another blue sky. I love it. And I'll see you again really soon. Take care. Bye.